Good morning, YouTube. We are out here getting everything prepped up to go ahead and lay some color on the S13. I've got the 240 actually turned like, I don't know, 45 degrees in the garage here. Gave us some space to be able to walk around, move around, and obviously be able to paint everything. I've got my plastic hanging up over my things that I actually care about, like the TV, the Sylvia lights, my girlfriend's kayak, miscellaneous parts over there. We'll be blocking off my toolbox, all of this stuff. My boy's transmission and transfer case, because we had to pull that out of the 4th gen over here. That's getting shipped off to Super Stick Trans. So yeah, we've had to do a couple things just to make it quote unquote a paint booth. And yeah, we're about to lay some freaking color. Had to do a few touch-up spots, like down here on this pinhole here. Had to fix something right here, and we had to fix this corner. Other than that, everything was pretty squared away. Jack was pretty happy with how everything came out. So he's just going through, cleaning the gun out, getting everything prepped up. We're gonna go and soak the floors, and I've got all my fans here, just everything to kind of make it, you know, a homemade paint booth. So that is the game plan at the very moment, and I will check in with you guys when we start prepping everything to lay down the color.
Baby, hey beautiful, I know precisely what you
Check it out, guys. The bay is in one solid, beautiful color. We've let it sit down for about 30 minutes now. We've done one tack coat and then 2 coats on top, and then we're gonna probably do like 4 coats of our clear coat. I probably should have bought a ½ gallon. We do have a little bit of paint left over, but it's really not enough to make another pass on it, and that's my fault. It's just something that you know, I should have done a little more research on. But as it looks right now, guys, I am so freaking happy. Big shout out and thank you to my boy Jack. I appreciate you coming through, helping me out, dude. This is phenomenal. This is what I wanted, exactly what I wanted. This color, everything about it, it's coming out great. So my boy's gonna help me mix up this clear coat. He gave me the paint gun. This is Travis painting base coat. It ran so bad. Look at those. This is what happens when you give Travis the gun. Yeah, and that's why I have my boy here helping me, dude. So, big shout out to him. I'm so excited. So excited. We're gonna get this clear down, let it hang out for the day, let it cure, and then start throwing parts in it, and I'm so excited! The last coat of clear is on, and it is looking spectacular. We got a few spots that we're gonna go over with a little bit of wet sanding. Once the clear coat cures out, we'll let it sit for 24 hours or so. It's a little chilly outside, and I just want to be careful with it, but overall I am super happy with it. Corners, everything that I've swiped, those were looking good. A little hard to get in between those little spot welds or tack welds for the seam, but did the best I could, and I think it really came out fantastic. I'm very happy with how it came out. Few little spots here and there, and that's what we're talking about, just going through with wet sanding. A little run right in the fender or the tub, you can see it right there. Yeah, just a few spots to go over. It's not a perfect environment. You know, we're using a Harbor Freight gun with 2 Harbor Freight compressors. At the end of the day, there's only so much that we can do. We put a ton of, you know, sanding work into it and body work into it, wet sanding and all that. So just another step of the process. Once it's all good to go, it's time for that thing to go in, cross member to go in, start throwing everything in here, mocking everything up, making the car roll, going back through, sanding the entire car, just put my head down and getting to it, because a lot of that hard work was done and now it's just throwing everything together. Alrighty guys, it has been roughly 36 hours since we have painted the car. I took off yesterday. I did not come in the garage once. I hung out with my girl, just enjoying each other's company, and I just let this car, or the engine bay, just cure. Let it do its thing before I come in here with my grubby hands and start touching all over it, and next thing you know I'd be ruining the clear coat and all that good jazz. You guys can see that I put the fenders on. They're just kind of snugged up in there. The bolts aren't even really that tight, and the lights are just kind of mounted there, sitting inside the fender. And I actually do have the bolts bolting the light up right now, but there's just actually no, I think I'm using both. But anyways, I just wanted to see what it looked like. I wanted to tease myself and obviously show you guys in the video. I'm very, very, very happy with the overall finished product here on the engine bay. I'm very happy with all of my filler work and stuff, everything that Jack was able to help me with on these corners, and just all that patience and all that work finally paid off, and I'm super, super happy. There's going to be a couple areas where we have to wet sand. You guys, if you look closely here, like, let me zoom in real quick, you can see a little bit of the trash in the clear coat right here. It looks super crappy right here across the top, and then there's just a couple spots that are on the bay, excuse me, or on the tub, like right there. And I think that's really from when we were being idiots, and between sessions, instead of going out my side door on my garage, the garage was already open, it was already cracked, but I opened it up a little bit more, and I really think I knocked some dust off the top of the garage, and it came down here on this front cross member here, and then on the tub. So that's a little upsetting, but there's nothing that, you know, some 1000 grit, some 1200 grit with some water and some spray bottles, I don't think we'd have a major issue getting all that stuff out. And plus, for where I painted it and, you know, the environment, this is a really, really, really good paint job for, you know, what it is. So at the end of the day, guys, there's only so much that I can control, and I can always go back and fix up the little things, but I would say 90% of the bay is just super minty, guys. And I think if you guys saw this in person, if you ever come to a drift event or just a little car meet or something, I think you guys would really, really like the way that this stuff comes out. Everybody who's come over to look at it, they've said that it looks 10 times better in person than it does on Instagram or on Facebook. Like, the social media just doesn't give it like the respect or the justice that it deserves, seeing it in person, the way that it pops and the way that it's super shiny. So I'm very, very happy with the way that came out. I'm going to start throwing some parts in here. I'll probably do that off camera because it's honestly boring, and you've guys seen me take parts on and off this thing 100 times, and it's just getting to that final stretch where we're just going to start putting things on the car, making it roll back and forth. I can get my wiring harness out of the house now. I can drape that into the car and start running that and making sure everything's all squared away there. And I mean, honestly, it's just about me putting my head down and grinding and getting to it. So I know I repeated that in the last freaking clip there, but I'm stoked, guys. I'm so stoked. I'm so excited, and it's kind of been like a little bit of a dream of mine to finally have like a minty seafoam like coupe, and the whole Sylvia front. It just, ooh, only thing that could make it better if it was a true Sylvia, but I ain't got that kind of money now, folks. Alrighty, well, that is about that for this upload, guys. I do appreciate you guys watching. I'm sorry it's a little lengthy. In the next upload, we're going to be going through sanding down the car again, going through and knocking down all this self-etching primer and prepping, throw this guy into its full Seaguard primer now that I have that on hand, and get the car all in primer, and then figuring out what I'm going to be doing about getting a paint booth for my buddy, or renting my buddy's paint booth, and then getting her in there into paint. So as far as that goes, I'm going to start throwing some parts in there, getting everything together for the CA, and we'll just keep moving along. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed this process just as much as I have. It's been super, super time consuming and super lengthy, but I'm just happy with the overall product. So that is about that, guys. I'll show you one more time before I close out the video. So freaking sexy. So sexy. Beauty plates and everything came out great. Alright, That's a wrap, guys. Thank you again. I will see you in the next upload. Later.